The issue is there's a new controversy with you every month. It doesn't matter that it's this thing again. It's every month, and you don't handle them with any sense of concern for them. The ignoring, the letting other people fucking like fight your battles for you. This is a step too late. Vaush did release a video on this finally. It was too late, and I feel I'm going to listen to the final thoughts section about it again, but I feel like it was still insufficient, and I'll talk about it a little bit why.
So after all that,
I do want to hear the text.
We finally arrive at this most recent drama, the incident that lit a fire under Drama YouTube, and is, to my mind, the only thing I've done in the past 4 years that actually looks bad. It's pretty fucking embarrassing, to say the least. So there I was, streaming a few weeks ago, browsing a men's fashion site. I wanted to look at an image more closely, so I right-clicked to open the image in a new window, but then accidentally instead clicked the Save As tab in the right-click drop-down menu. Now, because I am, as has been extensively demonstrated in this video, a fucking idiot, my preferred strategy for keeping my desktop clean is to keep a single big folder called To Be Sorted, where every image, document, music file, whatever I happen to download gets sent. This is an insane thing to have as a live streamer, but, you know, there you go. It's me. So I hit Save As, and a half second later, a preview window of the folder and its contents popped up on stream. Now, of course, that folder had 10 minutes. So I immediately ended the stream and deleted the VOD, even if it weren't just embarrassing to make a mistake like that as one of the largest political live streamers on the platform. It's TOS. You got to delete the VOD. So I stream with no delay, and folks are always screen capturing the feed. So I knew the contents of my To Be Sorted folder.
So, like, there's just two fucking major issues that he describes here, and unless I'm crazy, I don't think he ever says he fixes these. So, like, I have a 10-second stream delay just in case, which I always thought was an important thing to have because I remember hearing that Destiny got banned from Twitch because he was debating some chick who put up like Hunter Biden's cock or something on screen, like full picture bore, and he didn't have it on a stream delay, so he couldn't go over. He couldn't just go over and click on the like stop streaming immediately. Like I have like a kill. I should actually have a kill button up where I can go to stop streaming, discard delay, and then it turns the stream off for 10 seconds, and I can restart the stream after I finish it because it just stops giving the stream information, right? This is a basic thing. This is called broadcast delay. It is in everything. Everything. I think it's actually required under FCC guidelines if you are a radio presenter and stuff. And if it's not, it's definitely required underneath your business insurance or something because it gives you the ability, if you have like live callers and stuff, if they start going like fucking N-word, baba booey, you know what I'm saying? You can just cut the feed. And so you have a temporary break, right? Where people go like, oh shit, is my, hey, Tyler, feed's dead. And then by the time I bring it back up, it's live again. You should just be doing that as a pro. You're supposed to be a fucking professional. And it's not embarrassing. Like I think that's the other thing is this still feels like spin, and it's bad spin because this isn't embarrassing. This is humiliating. It's humiliating. It would be humiliating for it to happen. Like, put it into better context because we're gating. You don't even know how fucking hard you're grading Vaush on a scale. Imagine, because almost all of us know that have had a moderately white collar job in the last few years. Imagine you're on fucking Slack or Zoom on a video call and someone switches over to your screen and then they're looking at hardcore pornography. You know what I'm saying? Like, you've seen that happen to other people. So it's just a known thing that happens. You switch your screen to a screen share or something, and there's dicks and tits and asses everywhere, right? Not to mention way worse stuff. It's not the content. Unironically, like, I just don't give a fuck about the lowly aspect of it. I don't fucking care. I literally can't. If the fucking Federal Bureau of Investigation cannot be bothered to investigate, that's what they do federally. It's a bureau of them. I, unpaid, non-fucking law enforcement official that has no ability to do anything about it, am also not going to fucking give a shit. Because it's not my fucking problem. It's not my prerogative. But as far as just being a fucking professional, it's egregious. It's beyond egregious. Because I think, as a journalist, what if I just exposed sources? You know what I'm saying? What if I had credit card information for people that are making purchases in there? What if I had any other sensitive information? I just displayed it on screen. It's the focusing on the sexual aspect of it, the sex pest aspect, is first off the most irritating things from people that are trying to criticize Vaush, because that is already that's a dead issue. His diehard fucking Glazers don't give a fuck. Most of his fans don't care. And it's just a known thing. It's literally, like everyone says, 5 years old, and it gives everyone the ability to fucking move the conversation away from the thing that actually does matter, the insipid and consistent lack of professionalism from a major lefty streamer, which still, I think, and I'm going to finish this, hasn't been fucking addressed. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, that is the biggest fucking problem here. Because it could have been anything. It could have been anything. It could have been nudes of him. His taxes. He doesn't have it on his stream delay. Vaush could have legitimately shared his stream key and killed his entire channel. He could have shared his fucking social security number on here and be getting dragged, fucking, like, have to go to the IRS. His taxes were on there. He's lucky he put that in a folder first, because his 1014 could have just been on screen. You know what I mean? So it's like, you can't be trusted to take care of yourself because you're fucking lazy. That's the problem. Like, Vaush, you're fucking lazy. You're lazy. You're a lazy guy. You're lazy and you're negligent and you're fucking unconcerned. That's the problem. I don't give a fuck what you jerk off to. I never have. I never will. If I can get a fucking subway if I can get a bullet train that can take me from fucking Louisville to Ohio or Cincinnati in an hour, and I can sit on my laptop, I don't give a fuck what you look up in your free time. I don't care. I'm a fucking lib. I never cared. I don't give a fuck if no one's being hurt. But if you are constantly putting things at risk because you're lazy and negligent, that's what I'm pissed about. That's the take. Stop talking about the fucking, if you're on the left, stop talking about that shit. We already talked about it. It's done. The more you talk about it, and the more dipshits get online and defend it, she doesn't look like she's like, okay, first off, that's just a minefield. Literally the one smart thing to say. Ethan Klein could have ended his coverage at, "Don't die on Lolly Hill." Thank you, Ethan. Hit stop recording. Turn OBS off. You've done your part. On the left, the thing that we should be mad about, the thing that Vaush needs to be apologizing for more succinctly and addressing, which is, I think, my biggest issue with this, is laziness and negligence, which have been the issues more so than the last 4 years. Negligence, not doing research, not looking stuff up, not literally, and I think I finally put my finger on what I was saying, the real difference between him and Destiny is literally having people fucking talk shit to him about whatever the fucking problems are. He's too fucking insular. So a lot of the times when people do have issues with him, it is like, hey, can you just go to this video? Just let them keep bringing it up. There should be 7,000 fresh fucking things about it. First off, you just humiliated yourself 5 years ago. You have to live with that. That's what ruining your life means. You ruined it by saying stupid shit. Don't invoke the devil's name lest he become your fucking new bedmate. The laziness and the negligence are the problems. So that's my biggest concern.
And the preview window were irrevocably public knowledge. But to be honest,
Yeah, why don't you have a work
didn't
computer
really
if your
bother me
work
too
is
much.
basically just
It
using a
was
computer?
embarrassing, sure, but mostly
Especially if you
because
have
it made me
enough
look
money
like
for a
a
second
careless
one.
idiot, not because I was ashamed of the like furry demon monster GF big dick porn stuff I knew I had in there. You know, I had rambled about liking all that stuff on stream before, not a secret, and I thought, you know, maybe in a way this fuck up would come across kind of charming. You know, like, that's my streamer, that fucking idiot right
Also,
there.
it
My
shouldn't be
community was already
25
making a
degrees
big
in
joke of
fucking
it by the time I
Louisville,
went
Kentucky.
live
My
again.
feet are
Of course,
frozen.
I knew as soon as the folder opened on stream that it would be pretty easy for people to lie about what it contained, to stir up drama or cause me trouble or for any other reason. So when later on in that stream, one or two people came into chat and they said, hey, there was lolly in there. And, you know, I figured they were just causing trouble and I banned them. Of course, we know where this is going. By the next day, I had learned from what felt like the entire goddamn internet that two of the images in my folder preview window were actually from a well-known lolicon artist, and therefore definitely
not a big Vaush fan,
intended
but
to
he
be
does
lolly
have the
shit,
aura of
which
an
has to be the
academic,
worst
regardless if he has
possible
the
way to
skills
find
of
out
one,
that that's
which is kind of the
Now,
most dangerous.
obviously,
dangerous
the
thing,
accusation
you know?
here isn't just that I had those images saved. That part's true, not really an accusation, but also that I must have known that they were lolicon and saved them because they were lolicon. Now, the obvious and predictable, but nonetheless true response from me is that no, I didn't know that. And that must not have been the impression I got from those two drawings, because if I had gotten that impression, then I wouldn't have saved them. You know, I mean, drawings are abstractions, and art styles and body
I don't care
proportions
about
vary
any of
massively,
this.
even for characters that are unambiguously adults. That doesn't mean lolly shit isn't a thing. And they gave me plenty of shit for that too, because I'm not a big fan of AI art. Yeah, I think I've done a good job of demonstrating a tendency towards carelessness, if nothing else. So leaving that stupid, least charitable argument aside, someone might then ask, okay, I get it. It's possible to make a mistake like that. Why then would you save the images? And what about them did you like? And look, there's really no way of saying this without sounding crass or flippant or whatever, but in the anime community, I'm not perfectly aware, so I fucked up. This wasn't the first time that I fucked up in this specific though. So, yeah. That's the long.
Let's go to the
and
final
short of
thoughts.
it.
I think is
I'm
only
sure there are
interesting
other
stuff.
clips or screenshots.
By the way, if you're like, Tyler, watch the rest of the video. First off, no, because I've already seen all of this, not when I watched it, but just relentless. This is just rehashing every individual micro controversy he's ever been in. Maybe not all of them, because I think that video would actually be like 8 hours long. But
Shots or arguments out there that people have thrown into their big anti-me documents. But like I said, I wanted to focus on the accusations that I feel are at least somewhat grounded. If I took the time to tackle all the obviously fake or disingenuous shit, we'd be here forever. And I think it would take away from the stuff I actually did feel I needed to address. You know, again, walking that line, there is a lot of bullshit, but I don't want to convey the impression that I feel every attack against me is illegitimate, or at least not properly motivated. Yeah, this isn't about debunking a narrative, you know, it's about waving away the most transparently bullshit stuff so that I can focus on explaining the actual mistakes that I've made, the actual stupid shit that I've said, providing context and laying out my thought process so folks on the fence have all the information before deciding to lean charitably or not. Yeah, I can't make someone be charitable. It's just up to how they see things. And, you know, I can't ever view all this drama from an outside perspective. I'll always be biased because I am literally the only person who really knows how I feel and why I've said the things I said. And but to cap all this off, I'd still like to try my hand at it. I'd like to try and present the charitable narrative, how I feel this all looks with all the information and how I hope people take it. You know, again, not holding my breath on that one, but
that's
this is what I
need
hope
to
for.
scrub. I'm basically trying to scrub to a good position.
Some really, really stupid, difficult to defend stuff. That much is clear. But almost all of it comes from the very, very beginning of my time as a live streamer. Looking at it all laid out like this, 5 or so years of drama and
Sorry, I know
accusations,
this isn't like
I think
great.
it should be clear to people who have watched this far that the explanatory variable in all those old clips was my stupid fucking debate bro brain. The obsession with inane hypotheticals and devil's advocates and shock value bullshit, which I employed because I thought using examples and comparisons that normies couldn't handle proved I was smart. It really is impossible to overstate how much I dislike the me in those clips, how I used to act.
These are all
in
true
general.
things.
That being said, the terrible arguments and hypotheticals really were contained to those shock value debate bro moments. And as I stopped being that kind of debate bro, the terrible arguments and hypotheticals stopped. And that's why just about every clip used against me is at least 4 years old. They're more or less contained to a period of time during which I employ a rhetorical style that I would describe as a fucking stupid and insufferable. You know, even if the point I was making was fundamentally okay, I was also just way worse.
The reason to watch an entire Vaush video is to learn a bunch of words that
anything
may
has
or
been
may not
thoroughly,
exist.
objectively, uncontroversially
I think they
demonstrated.
always all
It's that I'm
exist,
allowed
but they're
now.
not
I
always
can't
used
fuck up.
right.
I have no filter, etc. Worse than it is now, but nonetheless, it's a character trait. But in all the hundreds of times that sex or sexuality or kink or whatever else has come up on stream, sometimes while I'm near blackout drunk from celebrating some event or another, no filter. I've always been really, really blunt and consistent about what I'm actually into in people, whether it be people my height or people with big round glasses or people with really dark, tired looking eye circles or pronounced collarbones or aquiline noses or whatever else. I know this is a low bar, but it's really low bar, right? Was through the invocation of age with that child labor argument, shoot that pedophile, and if other people did it, blah, blah. But pointing out all of those extremely true and correct facts, it doesn't solve the problem. I don't want to be disliked. I don't even really want to be controversial. I think the stuff that I advocate for is universally good. I want everyone to live a better life. People disagree about how to do that, but as long as you're on the path, as long as you think people being happy is a good thing to fight for, then I think there's at least some agreement to be had. I don't expect this video will get much positive attention on release. I think it's going to be kind of broadly ridiculed, largely I think from folks trashing it who haven't actually watched it. This is something that I expect. This is something we all know will happen. Whether or not you agree with me on any of this, you know that'll happen. It's unfortunate, but I can't make that not happen. I can't rewrite reality. So if I can't do that, then I just have to accept it. And I'm sure there will be drama YouTubers who come over and pause every 2 seconds to talk about the pedophilic contour of my frontal lobe or whatever. They'll just make a big laugh right out of it. Still, in spite of all of that, as best as I can, it's honest and straightforward, and I don't think there's much I can do besides present it that way and let people make their own judgments. So yeah, that's it. I'm done making all of the arguments about my past and how people perceive me and blah, blah, blah. I want to take a second here at the end to directly address just my audience, what I'm hoping for in the future and what I'm asking for from them. You can still watch if you want, but if you don't care, then you can leave without missing anything. So to my audience, thanks for sitting through the whole thing. I know you don't have much of an attention span, especially because you're not used to this type of content on the channel. Don't laugh. Live streamers only turn into video essayists when they're extremely nervous.
You're sparing us
first
from
of all, I
listening
want to
Vaush.
apologize for making it so difficult.
What did you mess up that it said
and a member of my community? Seriously, sorry. In this respect, at least, I think I've let you guys down. I think this is a great community, exceptional even. And as a consequence of my obstinance and carelessness and stupid fucking debate bro hypotheticals,
I have to
many of you have
reconfirm
been
that I heard
ostracized
something
from
before,
other
so
online communities or
I have to
harassed
go
on my
through
behalf.
this.
The
I'm
content of this
sorry.
channel and my messaging is unambiguously progressive and inclusive and good-spirited. It's that might not be the popular conception of me and my content, but it remains true nevertheless. None of the people who enjoy my content for those reasons expected, I imagine, to be pushed out of other communities with similar values because they were a part of mine, because of me and my reputation. I don't want that to continue being the case, but I don't really know what I can do to change it. There's already such a massive gulf between what I know I am and what people think I am. The inertia of the uncharitability that I'm trying to push back against, it just feels overwhelming at times. While I'm working on that, you can help. I want you guys to chill. Stop fighting on my behalf. Stop arguing for me against others, especially on the subject of this video. That's one of the reasons I made this video. I saw so many people in my community tirelessly arguing against the worst and most dishonest shit people say about me, and I wanted them to have something that they could point to. This video, 5 years of drama, of bad faith bullshit and honest skepticism, condensed and addressed as clearly and as honestly as I could. If you're in another community and someone is giving you shit because they think you support a pedophile, point them to this video. And if they don't want to watch it, then that's that. There's nothing you can do about it. It's their choice, right? This is something that we've seen time and time again. People don't just change their minds because you've argued them out of a point. I mean, it's very rare. You have to make people want to believe. You have to sell them the argument. And if the argument is that this community is good, then hey, or that I'm good, look, there are ways to do that. Right?
Don't worry,
I'm not saying it's pointless to be a positive advocate.
I'll let the fame get to my head after you hit 1K regularly.
Advocate. Don't let me and this space and all the people who are a part of it be defined exclusively through raging against the constant, pointless bad faith drama. Don't let that be what this is. To be frank, nobody's ever been sold on a YouTuber because they saw a fan of that YouTuber passionately arguing that they're not a pedophile, right? It doesn't work. That's all people see looking in from outside this community, a lot of this is me, a lot of this is my fault, but as a natural consequence of my particular kinds of brain damage, the people in this community like arguing, it's very frustrating to a lot of the people in this community to argue a point that seems absolutely, completely, inarguably straightforward, straight line argument, no way people are going to disagree with it, something about me, about the community, and other people don't respond well to it, and it's frustrating. It feels like you're just battling nonstop against tides of irrational hate, and to an extent, yeah, but what has arguing against it this way done? What has it gotten you or us? Not much, I'd wager. There are better ways to make these points. Talk about the good bits, the funny bits, all the good arguments, the fundraising for charity or the canvassing or positivity or life advice or whatever. There are lots of good things to talk about. I remember a while ago, someone on Twitter, they got upset with me. I don't remember why. It was a trans advocacy account, and there were people in their community who were also in mine, and they got upset with me. So people following them replied, "No, don't go after Vaush. He's cool." And that trans advocacy account tweeted, "Why do you all like Vaush so much? Like seriously, what's with all this defense? What has he done for you?" And what resulted from that was, and this is an archive. It's something that I look at. I'm man enough to admit I get a little misty-eyed. Hundreds and hundreds of people talking about how me or the community, this community, have been instrumental in helping them in some way with regards to their identity, their acceptance, their ability to defend themselves against bad arguments.
It's so frustrating. I swear to God, people don't understand. People do not. You got to write down. Start writing down your thoughts before you share them. Because does anybody understand what just happened? This is what I mean by negligent, negligent and lazy. Don't go out there and defend me. Fucking 5 minutes, whatever, later in the video. One of the best days of my life was when people went out there and defended me. I know that's not exactly what he's saying, but you got to understand. Do you remember when I was reading you a comment from the dumbest fucking glazer that was coming out here to be like, Vaush daddy, Vaush daddy, Vaush a baddie? He's too stupid to fucking know, dude. He's too stupid to know. They will go out and they will say, just because I'm not being negative doesn't mean, like, when I'm not being negative, that means I'm not defending you, all right? I'm just saying good things about you. You kind of take everything back off the table and you say, like, well, we should talk about all the good things. That's people are going to go out there now and respond and say all the good things about you, which is still just defending you. I know it's not the point he's trying to make. Trust me, if you think I'm missing something, I'm not. If you're not 100% on with me right now, it's a you problem. I'm telling you, this isn't fucking rocket science. What I said is the only way to say it. It's the only way to say it. I demand you do not go out and defend. I demand you do not. You are no fan of mine if you fucking go speaking my name in defense in any way, shape, or form out there. Don't do it. I'm hesitant even to say, tell people that have an issue with me to come talk to me because I don't want fucking comment sections filled with people saying that shit. Even that, I think, is almost contradictory. In the same breath, almost. Not really. But in the same segment, I believe. Don't go defend me. One of the best days of my life is when everyone went out and defend me. You gotta think hard about what people are going to take from it. You have to think about the size of your body when you move around. You know what I mean? That's an issue I face as a large guy. I weigh 280 pounds. I'm 6'4". All right, I'll say it again. Bingo entry for the stream. When I walk around, if I bump into stuff, I can damage it. Once upon a time, I was covering the opening of a brewery and I almost accidentally knocked over a fucking whole ATM. You know one of them strip club ATMs? They just stand off to the side? They had one in there because they did cash sales. I almost knocked it over because I wasn't paying attention. And that would have been a serious issue because that thing, it's just not weighted right. But it still would have been like 250 pounds to pick back up. You got to pay attention to what the fuck you're saying because you say it to so many fucking people. You know what I mean? And here's the other thing. And this is really what I think I know that there's a bigger point in here and I want to keep saying it because I think someone else can dig it out. He needs to rehash this all the time, I think. Because I'll tell you one thing. First off, we can just see from experimenting that not talking about it has been ineffective. I think Vaush should, as penance, have to open the gates to the people he doesn't want to talk to. Everyone that wants to debate him on Vaush, you fucking like CSM. You like CSA. Fucking you like all that. Blah, blah, blah. Vaush, you're Vaush bad, Vaush bad. I think that needs to be your content cycle now. You're going to have to do it because I'll tell you what, if you don't, your fucking fans will. your fans will have no choice. All your orbiters are dropping out. And they're not dropping out necessarily because Vaush bad, Vaush gross. It's exhausting to be dragged into the gravitational pull of a fucking moron. You know what I mean? Of a lazy guy. A dude that's not going to go out there. Like, dude, you don't get to fucking wake up after the straw that broke the camel's back after 5 years of not answering the allegations of letting your fucking comment sections run wild. And unironically, it hasn't been 4 years since it's not just the fucking CSA lolly accusation. It's not the taxes folder is a good way to describe it. It's not just the taxes folder shit. It is the fucking stupid, shitty fucking comments to like J.K. Rowling. All right. And not addressing that. It is the overly spicy and unconcerned Twitter trolling of other major figures. It is calling Brianna Joy Gray a fucking subhuman. It is calling Anna Kasparian a bitch. It is getting into weird fucking self-involved, I have to be right, I will not listen to anybody else arguments over shit you needed to take an L on that you were wrong about, like fucking the whole kinked pride discourse, which he handled with all of the deftness of fucking beating somebody to death with a hammer in a back alley. That's the issue. The issue is there's a new controversy with you every month. It doesn't matter that it's this thing again. It's every fucking month, and you don't handle them with any sense of concern for them. The ignoring shit, the letting other people fucking like fight your battles for you. This is a step too late. Saying 4 years after people have had to like, well, Bad Empanada made another account. Time to go back down to the OK Corral and whip Steele out about fucking Vaush's pedophile comments again. Hey there, partner, I know we've done this a few times. Why don't you slap leather? Over and over and over again. It's exhausting. It's one of the reasons I got into this shit. Because, like, I can only listen to this dude mispronounce words and fucking, like, stumble drunk through all of this shit so many fucking times. You've got to do a mea culpa. You've got to do actual shit. I'm going to let him finish, and then I'll fucking finish that point, because otherwise I'm going to keep going on.
That's a good sell. I don't think that I would remember this with the same fondness that I do now. If the response
Vaush, be quieter and start apologizing challenge is real.
It's illogical for you to not like Vaush. How could you not? I don't think I'd remember it if that was what people did. Of course, all the kind stories didn't actually work. They deleted the tweet asking for him and nothing changed, but it's still something we can point to. It's something I can think of. Be positive. Be the sun. I don't know if it'll really make a difference in the long run, but I know it can't hurt to try, right? It's a better sell. It's a better argument. The odds are better. Feels better too. We're going to be positive. We're all going to be. Not just you. Me too. We're all going to work on it. Speaking of making a difference for this community, I'd like to address the irony posters in particular. For years now, a large part of my community's culture has been defined by the way I and my audience respond to people who accuse me of being anything bad, sexist, racist, homophobic, transphobic, pedophilic, whatever, like any of that. And I've received plenty of legitimate, well-intentioned, honest criticism, but a lot of it is insane and dishonest and just flatly wrong. And when people are acting dishonestly, it feels like there's no point in responding to it seriously, and that's when the ironic shitposting really rears up. And boy, is there a lot of it in my community about the pedophilia accusations, about everything. It's all a big joke to some people. And by the way, I don't mind jokes, but for this subject in particular, the one in this video, the jokes
he's talking about. Have I shown you guys my shirt? It's
no
one of
more
my favorite
ironic,
shirts.
okay, buddy, Vaush, pedo jacketing, no more memes. I don't find the subject funny. I have never found it funny, to be honest. But I have been weak and indecisive. I was worried. Telling the shitposters to cut it out would give the impression I was trying to hide all the accusations, when I'd already addressed them so many times.
I'm going to get a new camera angle at some
ironic
point,
pedo jacketing from my own community,
because I wear a lot of cool ones, but I'm too big.
It was a kind of acknowledgement, and I thought it looked better than trying to quiet it all down. Those bad faith pedo accusations against me, they're so addressed that I can make jokes about them. Look at how over it I am. Yeah, using irony as a shield, blah, blah. Clearly, I was never over it, and I think that I've given the impression of having a community that doesn't care whether those accusations are true or not, rather than one that has been irreverent about not believing them. I don't think that's actually the case, but clearly impressions mean a lot. Like I said, it's done. You can keep making the horse jokes, by the way. Everyone loves the horse jokes. Have you seen all the people out there in the drama circles trying to get all serious about them? Fucking jokers, I tell you. Anything involving child abuse, that's a serious subject. I understand outrage, scrutiny. I'll make a whole video essay addressing it. I'll take it seriously. But the horse thing, I say I want to be a big horse, a big horse stick, a big whoop. Who doesn't? Everyone does. It's not serious. People try to. Because this is how the drama thing works, right? It's all one big, like, look at all this bad, whatever. But if you equate, I mean, again, I really, really do think through all this, I've well demonstrated, that the pedo jacketing people do to me is not justified by the evidence at all. I think there's a much more charitable and accurate explanation, but it's still a serious topic, right? So when people equate that serious topic with like, oh, he wants to be the horse, if you equate those two things or like hold them in equal regard, you're jumping back and forth between making horse jokes and like serious pedo accusations. I don't know, that just comes across weird to me. Does that make sense? Like that like it betrays to me, I guess, like a perceptual unseriousness. It makes me feel like it's all just a big nothing and no one actually cares. I don't give a shit about the horse jokes. It's all like content mill drama bullshit. Like, who cares? Nothing matters beyond its ability to get like clicks or views. I don't know. Just dumb to see that. There's a lot of work to be done. This is an election year. A lot of news has happened. Greece has legalized gay marriage. That's pretty cool. They've reinvented being gay. I know I've always been on the back foot when it comes to good optics and making friends, and that's never been easy for me. And it's going to be a lot harder now. But I guess that just means that I'll have to try twice as hard to do and to say good things and give people a good impression of me. I don't know if it's even possible to climb out of an optical black hole like this, but I believe in the work that I do. And I think I've got a pretty great community. So, maybe it's possible. I'll be back to streaming soon. I've already missed too much news. Don't get into any fights over me. It's fine. It's a good community. Be positive.
Okay. So, I had to double check and confirm. And Vaush is accepting he's a lolcow, I think. Almost, kind of. I don't want to phrase it like that. I think the phrase lolcow is pretty funny. I don't like to use it too much. It should be sparingly because it's just a dumb thing to say about people. I'm trying to give an honest opinion in this case. I think that this still fell short for a few major reasons. First off, there is no definitive action. I don't think Vaush has been listening to the actual criticisms from the people that could potentially be weighed to his side. I think this is an aspect, this might just be a serious issue with him as a person, and if he can't overcome it, then he's fucked. Sorry. By the way, Vaush, if you actually are trying to follow in if you are in chat, shout out. You don't have to put yourself out there, but respect. You can be silently VOD gang. If there's anyone in here that says horse lover, Tacoma horse lover is in chat, shout out. No, the biggest issues with this are there's no solid, literally just saying, I don't know what I'm going to do going forward. I'm just going to do the same shit. Vaush is going to fuck up again as far as I'm concerned in another 2.5 months. He's going to get bored and he's going to fuck up again because there's nothing about this that suggests he's not going to. This is just a terrible fucking apology. It should be front loaded first off with calls to action and stuff, and then all of the explaining the case should come afterward. It needs a much more powerful and direct thesis, in my opinion. If I rewatched it, maybe that's actually more the case, but two things he should have said, even if just jokingly, I am going to buy a different computer and make sure that as a professional, I separate my fucking jerk-off material computer from my other computer. I am going to start streaming with a delay on. I now have enough money or people assisting me that I'm going to have a in-house producer or something like other people have, just running my OBS digitally or whatever, so that they can help me stay on track. That's going to cost money, but it's money he has. I think he said that his income at one point was $300K or something a year, less expenses. You have the money for that. You should hire an in-house producer. You should consider hiring an assistant or literally just an assistant producer to help keep you fucking on track. You're a grown man, but you clearly need fucking babysitting, and that might actually fucking help a lot. Because, and this is what it really comes down to, transitioning from being an indie streamer who's a small... Vaush is a brand. He is a brand now. A very large, extraordinarily toxic brand. He can come back, but he needs to treat anyone that's that size. Literally, if you have if you're at 500,000 subs, I think without reservation, if you're making $120,000 a year, you should consider splitting your pay in half and living off of 60 or so and hiring somebody full time to do production. I've known people that were making less that hired producers off of a little bit less. It's been a few years, but I'll stand by that 100%. Especially if it's not even like a full time thing. Just get somebody that literally can log into OBS with you and make it so that you're not running the risk of blowing yourself up every fucking day. Have somebody to spitball your fucking ideas off of. Talk to another human being at all. You might find it's considerably fucking easier than you would think, even if you're autistic or whatever, to just say some things. Have somebody hold on to your fucking Twitter. Hire a social media manager if you have to spend money, and get the fuck off Twitter. Understand, like, literally, I think one of the most important things for Vaush is to understand he's not that funny. like he's funny a lot of the times. He's told jokes. All right? But most of his jokes are good when he can be bullying somebody. So, like, if he says a joke about anybody that's not someone he can bully, and, like, get away with it as far as the community is concerned, some fucking chud, you probably shouldn't tell that joke. The dude needs just somebody, he needs to say, I'm going to spend money to get better, unironically at this point, because you need to. You just fucking need to. Because everyone has said, literally buy another computer. literally just buy one more computer and start jerking off in a different room. Double check your finances and consider hiring somebody that can fucking help you not fuck everything up. I would love it. I would love to have somebody that sets up my fucking topics and shit and does like a lot of the mediocre work. I would instantly take less money. I fucking hate having extra money. Like, it fucking freaks me out. So like the second I had a chance to hire somebody to do something like that, I absolutely fucking would. You know what I mean? And if you have somebody running all of that shit and running your official account, you can probably step back from the other stuff. The other thing is the reason, and I finally figured out, the reason so many people are defending him, are defending you, Vaush, is because you're not doing it yourself. You are letting the allegations slide. He has a permanent thing up on his Vaush's Praxis Emporium Discord. I checked it out, where he's like, I will not debate these kind of people because it's bad content, it's boring content. Like, dude, the content's not that fucking great. It's not like every time I turn on the fucking Vaush stream, like, it's like, oh, fuck, dude, this is wackadoo mile a minute. Holy fuck. God damn, the way that you talk about this one random fucking event in China is like, literally, we could never replace this with something else. You need to be fucking, this is your real mea culpa, is you need to get out there and start fighting your own battle. Because I've just been watching. I've been watching his fucking orbiters talking about stuff. And even if they're not orbiters necessarily, people that would be I think people mix up orbiter with his professional, like, peer. You know what I mean? People like President Sunday and shit, however you want to feel about him, tipster, orbiter. Those kind of people have said, like, I am a little exhausted, and even my community is like, I would really rather you talk about your own shit than Vaush's shit all the time and be like spending so much time trying to fucking like shell out and fucking, dukes up for this fucking asshole. You should be doing it. That should be the mea culpa. You should go and be exposed to the fucking you gotta it's like drowning in shit every day. Well, you're the one that was shitting. You've got to get your shovel in your pail, hop down, make sure you get your fucking mask so you can breathe down there, and then start fucking shoveling it out. It should be the fucking the Vaush penance arc is what I want to hear. Because we'll start up a whole new arc for fucking whatever, the shelter thing, the fortress arc, because I don't know, some people on fucking the internet are mean. But you should just get out there. Show me how good of a debater you are. Literally debate the internet on you're not a fucking pedo. I want to see it. Because it's going to be way easier. You don't have to make your own video on a channel no one wants to fucking go to. Get your video on other people's channels. If Nicholas, I guarantee you, Nicholas Diorio or Willie Mack will fucking answer the fucking second you send them a message. Oh, they're going to be snaky. They're going to be mean. They're going to be attacked. Yeah, bitch. Yeah. But unfortunately, you put out snake bait. So now there's snakes. If you don't pick them up, someone else is going to have to, or we're just going to have to come get your body when the snakes are done fucking eating you. You know what I mean? Like, sorry, that's the world. It's unfucking fair, but that's where we are. That's the most I can give you, man. It's insane.
Like and subscribe. Like and subscribe. Like and subscribe.